little different real quick, and it's really got me quite angry. Now, this has got to do with the trucking industry. So, I've noticed a real disturbing trend in the trucking industry, and it doesn't really have to do per se with directly driving the truck or operating the truck. It's more got to do with the truck stops, but everything ties in the trucking industry. So paid parking, it's fine. I understand it. Some truck stops, the entire parking lot is paid. So, for me, I go out to California all the time with the truck, and parking at the Petro and TA in Ontario, California has been paid for as long as I can remember. They also have reserved spots. So if you don't know what a reserved spot is at a truck stop, is you pretty much just pay them to park. You reserve a parking spot. You don't get your money back or anything. It's a paid spot. Some of them range between, like, I don't know, $12 to $25. Some of these reserved spots, depending on where you're at. And I understand I get the whole concept behind reserved parking. I've had to use it a few times in my life, but I don't typically try to do that. So, what am I bitching about? Well, I've noticed a very growing trend, especially at TA and Petro truck stops across the West, drastically increasing the amount of reserved parking spots. Now, they're not adding extra parking spots, they're just turning free spots into paid spots. Now, I don't think Love's has any paid parking, and good on them. I like that about them. I was over here in Coachella just about 10 minutes ago, actually. The TA in Coachella now has a number of new reserved spots that were never reserved before. Now, thankfully, the Love's next door to the TA is all free spots, and then I believe the casino, all the parking is free at the casino next door to the TA as well. But here's the thing: if those two weren't there and that TA was the only one there, there isn't very much between the Coachella and Los Angeles to park. You've got one truck stop in Cabazon, which has all free parking. You've got a Pilot and Flying J in Palm Springs, California, but both of those are complete hell. And I would never park at the Pilot, Palm Springs. And then there isn't really much of anything between Coachella and Arizona. There is Chirico Springs. It's all free parking over there. But between there and between Coachella and Arizona, you've only got Chirico Springs, and you've got Desert Center, and then you've got the two right inside California at the California line. But what is the issue with these paid parking spots? Well, if you don't know, finding parking is one of the major complaints in the trucking industry. There is not a whole lot of parking for big trucks. And for them to take away, free parking that we have access to and turn it into paid, and people like me who, we have better things to spend our money on than paid reserved parking. There's certain people out there that aren't going to pay to park. They're trying to price trucks out of the parking, and these, I get it. Gas stations make little money on diesel and gasoline sales, but don't punish the people who keep you in business. The trucks are the ones that keep everyone in business. Well, that and the trains, but the trucks are the ones that keep the gas stations in business. Don't punish us because you can't make enough money. If you're having such a hard time with money, increase the prices inside. Make that bag of chips a little bit more expensive. Make the soda and the Monsters a little bit more expensive inside. So be it. Don't take away free parking that so many truck drivers depend upon. It's disgusting. And then, there's going to be some people that are going to be like, oh well, I agree with reserve parking, but again, I agree with reserve parking in a way, because if you're driving 3 a.m. East Coast and there's a pilot with 50 spots and all the free parking is taken, but you got those people that aren't going to pay for the reserve, so they go elsewhere, and that all that pilot has left is reserve parking, then yeah. Or you're going to be driving late into the night or early into the morning. You plan where you're going to stop, and you go onto the Pilot app or whatever. You call the store, you reserve a parking spot, you pay your fee, and then it's there for you. Reserve parking has its uses. There's a reason it's there. But to take away our free parking spots and just turn more free into reserved, there's some people that are going to leave the trucking industry just because of that. People have left this industry for less.